Hey guys, and welcome to today's video, and welcome back to my channel for those of you that are watching. Today I figured instead of a tutorial that I would do a get ready with me video because I have a few things that I have to do later today and I'm feeling kind of lazy. So I figured I would just film and you guys could come with me and get ready with me. So I have no idea what kind of look I really want to do, but I did bring my Jaclyn Hill the Dark Magic palette as well as the actual Jaclyn Hill palette, and I have all my beauty products laid out in front of me, so we'll see what I come up with. But I basically just wanted to chit chat and just get ready and just have a good time. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. I know my hair is kind of crazy. It's a little frizzy, which as it tends to get constantly, all the time. But I curled my hair yesterday and it actually stayed. So when I do my foundation, my hair might get in the way. So spray my face with my Mario Badescu. It's the rose water one. So I'm just gonna prime. Lately I've been like switching up like the steps in my makeup routine, like what I want to do first. So it's usually never consistent the way I do it. But I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I'm just going to keep that on the inner part of my face where most of my few little pores are. Blah. I'm just so tired. It's going to be weird, but I'm going to do my concealer first and then do my foundation. Yeah, so I don't really know. I mean, a lot has been going on. We're indulging into like too many personal stuff or things that obviously nobody else really should know. My cat might be epileptic. Not that it's impossible for somebody to live or an animal to live with epilepsy, but it's a little scary because I don't know when it's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, I forgot my beauty blender. But yeah, as I was saying, my cat might be epileptic, and it started early last year. She had a little seizure April or something like that, and it didn't last very long, and then I didn't worry about it from what I was reading and things that were being said, but I guess if it consistently happened, then it would be an issue to where I would then have to take her in, I guess is what I was reading. Like if it doesn't happen all the time, there's no point, especially if it's only like a minute or something. I don't know, there's so much stuff online, but obviously I should take her in, and I'm actually going to take her in this week. From the first time it happened in February of April of last year, and then it happened in February of this year, and then it happened a few nights ago. So a little worrisome, and I don't know what's causing it, but you know, either way, if I take her to a vet, they'll probably just confirm, oh, she's epileptic, because I've had her since she was 3 months old, and I've taken her to the vet and had her check up and her shots and stuff like that, and so far they didn't see anything physically wrong with her without doing an MRI or CAT scan on my cat, so I don't really know. But it is worrisome. Other than that, I've just been trying to film and be consistent with filming. I don't know, it really makes me excited to, film, because I tried initially to start a channel, and I did that 3 years ago, believe it or not, 3 years ago. I don't know, I was really discouraged by a lot of stuff going out there. There's so many people that are better at editing, and I know I'll get better, and I know I can watch videos and practice and get comfortable and kind of figure it out as I go. But nonetheless, it was still very intimidating. So I kind of gave up. And then, you know, a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, so I didn't have a location to film or a spot to film, you know, tons of other stuff, just life happening. So I wasn't able to film, and apart from that, heavily discouraged. And I had a camera that I could have used to film, but there was issues with where I can edit. I didn't have a laptop, and then my iPad that I could have used wasn't available to me anymore, and it just couldn't hold, you know, massive files or multiple things at once, and so it kind of sucked. So then I just felt even more discouraged, and I remember 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, I tried filming a YouTube channel with one of my friends, and we could have been filming ever since then, which is kind of crazy, but it was going to be me and a friend and just post gum videos, and I don't really know what it could have been, but you know, it is what it is. And then it just, I don't know, ever since I left, because I used to work for Sephora, and I worked for Sephora for 2 years. Ever since I left, I kind of just, obviously I don't know everything about makeup and beauty and stuff like that, you know, what I've learned and through my experiences and everything like that, but you know, people would come in all the time and ask when, you know, do you have Morphe this, do you have Jeffree Star that, or do you have these products, or when is this getting released, or people wouldn't ask us for help and then we'd just go around trying to look for said product and then ask us, and it just felt like I was out of the loop, or I wasn't as like involved in the beauty community like I thought I was. But when I started for Sephora, that was when makeup became like a full-fledged just addiction. Like I was just consumed by it and wanted the latest stuff. Was being trained to do CMs is what we call them at Sephora, custom makeovers, and would practice with tools and learn how to use the brushes and what they were for. And then we would learn about, we would learn about skincare and different skin tones, undertones, and it's just, there was more to it than I realized. But after doing all that, I think there was a point where I realized that I wasn't growing, and Sephora, I should totally do a story time video on that, but I didn't feel like I was growing. And so then there was a lot of favoritism and favorites and that kind of thing, and I mean, I feel like that'll happen anywhere you go, but it tends to be more cliquey in the beauty community or like the hair world and things like that. If you work in a salon, oh my god, drama city. But yeah, so it kind of, you know, I felt like the end for me, but you know, I didn't really think of YouTube at that point either. So whether there's 2 people watching, 20,000 people watching, it makes me happy. So I'm pretty thankful for anyone that is watching, you know, because we can share our obsession with makeup together. I'm basically just gonna put a limit on there. YouTube has now been a big, it's been a growing fascination for me now, and I enjoy doing it. So that's kind of really all that's been going on, apart from messing around with my backdrop, and you know, lighting is definitely an issue, and it feels like I can only film in the daylight or daytime and trying to use natural light. But I'm going to use my Jeffree Star translucent powder here to set my face. This has been very new for me, and actually committing to YouTube, or you know, putting myself on a schedule and posting videos has been pretty cool. I find peace in it, and I definitely feel more of a passion for this. Like when I go to work and I do my other jobs or my other things that I have going on, every time I'm out and about and, you know, doing whatever, I'm like, oh, I just want to go home and I want to film. My powder's just gonna get on my shirt. It's awesome. But I don't know, I feel like when I'm doing other things, or I'm working at other locations or places or whatever I'm doing, I feel like I have such an urge just to hurry up and go home, or I just want to leave because I just want to film. It's fun. I really love it. And ever since Sephora and me leaving Sephora, I would float around in the salon world, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a licensed cosmetologist in the state of California and Ohio. So I do hair, and you know, hair coloring, cutting, styling, all that fun stuff, and you know, I still felt like I was missing something. Like I wanted, I don't know, something more, or to just express more of my creative side, and I feel like that kind of really, you know, just related to makeup in some way. So then I just got better, and I paint and I draw, and just playing with makeup, it's just another medium, but it's still art, and I love that. Then reached out to a friend, somebody that I would always see at Chanel, at the Chanel counter where I lived, and I would always ask her about positions and makeup and things like that. I really liked just being around those counters and just being around other people to discuss makeup, because it just felt like you're being around people that share the same kind of interest and views, and it's the coolest thing ever. You know, your friend should also be you be like that. You want to surround yourself with people that are just like you or have the same interests and mindset and stuff like that. And that's kind of just, I think, what I found with makeup. So I then applied to, I think it was a Macy's at a mall, and I applied to Chanel, and then I had an interview, and then I guess they closed down a certain location, so then they were transferring internal people over external people to work for Chanel. So then I kind of got the boot, unfortunately. Like, we can't take new hires on, we want to hire you, we were going to, but they had to take, you know, those people that were already employed, which makes sense, or the people that wanted to stay. And yeah, so then I got the boot, and then I kind of felt more discouraged. Like, it felt like a sign that I wasn't supposed to be doing makeup, or I wasn't supposed to be doing that, or I was just on the wrong path. And then finally, I think it was years later, and finally, this I think goes into last year. So 2018. So then I messaged my friend that that still works at Chanel, and I was like, hey, listen, are you guys hiring? And in my head, it felt like a long shot, and because I just wanted to get in makeup. I just wanted to play in makeup, and I don't think I was in the position to, you know, do freelancing makeup on my own. I don't have a spot, or, you know, I don't necessarily think I can travel to and from, and it felt complicated to me, and I didn't know how to navigate it, basically. So then I messaged my friend, and then she said, well, just send your resume over, and I did. And then she sent it to her higher up, and then next thing I know, they were hiring me. And I think I've tried for 2 years prior to 2018. I was trying to work for Chanel for the longest time. Like, I would always get samples. Like I said, I would stop at the counter and talk to the girls and talk to my friend and my contact. I guess we don't hang out, but, you know, in the makeup world, you know, we're friends. And so then they just hired me, and then I just started work at the end of the month, and it was crazy when I applied from that moment. And then ever since then, I've been working for Chanel. And I contacted another friend and was like, hey, you know, I want to do more freelancing, because I met someone who said that she did freelancing like full time, like she does it all the time. And I was like, I want to do that. Like, if I can just do makeup all the time and it makes me feel happy and I can just literally do this, why not? But then again, it still seems intimidating and a little of far reach for me. But I still like doing hair. Like, I like having my hand in different pots of doing stuff in the beauty world. So, you know, it just kind of switches it up. It doesn't feel like you're doing the same thing every time. And with makeup, it's like the same thing. You don't feel like you're doing the same thing every time. You can do a different makeup look every time. You could use different products every time. It's different. And so after talking with her, I spoke with someone that I'm friends with, who did my makeup for a photo shoot, and she then pointed me in the direction of somebody for Bobbi Brown and Tom Ford. So after speaking with her, then I had a meeting, and then after that I got hired after a week of waiting and just hoping that I got it. So from there on, which happened this year, a few months ago, I now work for Chanel, Bobbi Brown, and Tom Ford, which is the coolest thing in the world to me, and it makes me really happy. So now that kind of settled, and then I spoke with another friend, my friend Jeremy. If he's watching, I love you. My friend Jeremy, he told me about this company that I could possibly freelance for, and it's hair care brands. So then through my friend Jeremy, I met with someone, had a phone interview, and then got hired. And then I know this sounds like it's back to back, but it was just, you know, time spaced out here and there, but in terms of events, it happened like that. So after speaking on the phone and having my interview, I got hired and I accepted the job. And so now I work for Moroccan Oil and Diva Curl. So I freelance for, to recap, I now freelance for Diva Curl, Moroccan Oil, Chanel, Tom Ford, and Bobbi Brown, which is the coolest thing ever to me. That I didn't think that was possible, and I didn't think that I could do that, and all of a sudden it's a reality, which is the coolest thing. And I guess that kind of goes to show to, even though I was super discouraged in the beginning to do YouTube just because I wanted to do makeup and be more into the beauty community, and, you know, just don't be scared, you know, don't be discouraged, even though it's super easy to feel down than it is to be positive about something. So that was really cool. So I'm now just gonna dip into some blush. But yeah, so I've been freelancing now ever since. Ever since I reached out, I didn't realize that I would be doing everything that I'm doing, you know? Which is so cool. So yeah. And I don't know, it makes me really happy. I just hope that maybe, you know, it'll branch out even more than what I think it is, and I'm curious to see where this path is going to take me and everything like that. And I think from there, it's just I started feeling more encouraged and just like, why didn't I do this before? So then I started, you know, tossing the idea to film a YouTube channel around, and here we are. So I'm just gonna hurry up and speed through these brows, and then we'll go ahead and tackle the eyes. Alright, so I kind of sped through the eyebrows, and now we're gonna do our eyes. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Dark Magic palette by Jaclyn Hill or from the Vault collection, instead of using the bigger palette. I just want to keep it simple. So yeah, but doing makeup really makes me happy, and I feel like doing YouTube, not just because I'm doing YouTube, but I'm doing makeup on YouTube. Like, I didn't realize that was also possible, and I didn't think that I could do it, which is crazy to me. But, you know, I think it's all very exciting stuff. And like I said, no matter what, you shouldn't get discouraged. But apart from starting YouTube, I know I'm messing around with my backdrop here, and it's just hard. But I'm gonna order a ring light here soon, and then I'm looking at cameras so I can kind of update and upgrade my situation. And I think I definitely need to invest in some backdrops or figure it out. You know, I went to Walmart and I bought a couple yards of just white fabric, and it's like this thick, heavy-duty fabric, and it didn't even dawn on me that I could have just bought like seamless paper or something. But I put hooks in my ceiling, so then if I were to hang something, I could hang, you know, the sheet or whatever I'm using to, you know, to create my backdrop. And I know there's different ways that you can do it, but I just want to have something that's consistent, and I can't put my finger on what I want exactly. But I'm thinking just something simple and plain, or just like, you know, like a plain sheet or whatever that is. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out my backdrop stuff. So bear with me though, and as soon as I can get a new camera, my close-up and video quality and my shots and all that jazz will be a lot better, and I can zoom you in and bring you in a lot closer, because I can't do that with my current setup. So my boyfriend also is also doing YouTube as well, and I think his content is going to be focused around video games, tutorials, that kind of stuff, and just, you know, just hanging out and doing video games, just like everything in that world, which is really cool. So I'm glad that he's doing it, because I'm doing it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, unfortunately, but you know, we'll figure it out as we go, though. At least I think so. So I don't know what anybody else uses to prime their eyes with. I used to use Urban Decay a lot, and I would use the primer potion, I think the original, like the first one they ever came out with. I would use that, and then ever since I got hooked on or turned on to, I almost said Pat McGrath, P. Louise, their stuff is like no joke. That stuff is amazing. I love it. This stuff is ridiculously good, and I think it's actually improved, or just playing around with it has really improved my makeup, or at least I think so. Like, from what I used to do and what I do now, it's just, everything has changed. I think it's amazing. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just apply the screen shade in the palette. It's called Potion. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that and wash that all over the lid, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and deepen it up. I will do a cut crease, I think, for this look. I think that's what I'm feeling, and I've been trying to improve my cut creasing and that kind of stuff with looks. So I've just been doing this a lot lately. Plus, I think that halo-wise, like doing a halo cut crease is just like those. They look better on my eye. I think I'm just gonna get this base down first. But overall, I think I'm happy with what's going on in my life right now, and I'm in a good relationship, and we just hit our 5 months together on the 28th. So that's really exciting for us. I know it's nothing major, it's not like years, of a relationship, but small milestones are really cool. So we've got summer plans and stuff like that. We've done so much already. We've went to 2 weddings. A close friend of mine was the second wedding that we went to, and then a friend of his from college we went to. So that was really fun. We got to dress up and as a couple make our appearance, which is really, really cool. Like, I love a good reason or a good excuse to dress up, But like I said, overall, everything in my life is just, it's good. It's right where it's supposed to be. Everything's happening in a good way, and I'm feeling positive about this upcoming year, and I just can't wait for, other things to happen, and, I'm just happy. Like, I feel like I'm just in a good place, Like, nothing will ever be perfect, in your life, but, I think if you accept what is, and if you're unhappy with something in your life, you know that you can change it. You don't have to feel like you're trapped. I'm excited. My birthday is also coming up on the 7th, which is like painfully close. It just means like I just want to accomplish so much, so much in my life. And there's just assuming that you only have one life, I want to live it. I want to do everything that I can with the life that I have, So if I want to do YouTube, I want to do YouTube. If I want to, explore different avenues of my life, I do. Alright, so I've cut my crease. Now I'm just gonna spray my brush down, and I think I'm gonna go into power cut the shade. I can't words all today. I'm gonna take this shade in the palette and keep it on the front part of my eyes. So comment down below and let me know what's going on with you. What's going on with you guys? New job, new car, relationship. Is everybody healthy? What's going on? I feel like these 2 colors in the palette, Power Cut and Diversion, are really cool colors, but they just make everything look really gray. But, I'm just playing around. Apply some mascara here. I'm going to use my Honest Beauty mascara, which I used for the first time in my video, my KKW video. This mascara formula is amazing. The more that I've used it since that video, but I feel like the applicator is a little prickly, just a little bit. For me anyways, not that that makes the product bad. It's just the applicator, like the little wand here is it's like a thicker plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, put my lashes on, and then we will come right back. Okay, so we came back with lashes, and I decided to put a little blue liner on the top, and I did finish up the bottom lash line. I think my lashes are still kind of drying down. I put a little bit of, green glitter, and now we're gonna go ahead and highlight. Just gonna go ahead and do just my cheekbones here, to the nose, keep it bow, and I don't think I'm gonna put any lip gloss or lipstick on or anything like that. And there we go. So this is the final look that I came up with today. I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me chit chat video. If you want to see more or more videos like this, please comment down below and let me know. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.